And with that, let's play some baseball. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome in. It's another year of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. Opening day here, May 24th, Memorial Day weekend, and we're glad you're with us here on Clutch Sports Media. We are excited to bring another season of the oldest amateur baseball league in America to you. And we're kicking things off today as the Firehouse Pizza Expos take on the Poor Bros Jacks. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jonathan Michael. Brock Alkire of the Sunday Morning League will be joining me shortly, but looking forward to a great matchup here today between two teams that are usually in the title contention here for the Sunday Morning League. Firehouse Pizza coming off a bit of a tougher season last year, but Poor Bros also in the championship series, so looking to follow up that success with another strong year. But today for Firehouse, we're going to see them roll out their ace and former MLB player Carlos Sanabria. Pitched briefly with the Astros, so it's going to be a tough task here for the Jacks here on this Sunday morning. It is about mid-70s as we're here at the Eastside Center in East Peoria. Cloudy morning, relatively humid, a little bit of some rainstorms last night, so some of that moisture still hanging around. So should be a bit humid, but nothing too overbearing as we kick off the 2026 Sunday Morning League season again here on Clutch Sports Media. And welcome in Brock Alkire to our broadcast. Brock, it's always a pleasure having you around, and this is our first time you're being here for opening day, so we're excited to be here and excited to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, another year of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. It's time to make history, the 111th year of the Sunday Morning League, and we're in for a good treat here. Championship rematch between these two teams, and we've got Carlos Sanabria on the mound. He's been electric last year and looking for another great start to the season.
And first pitch to Colson Welgott is fouled back. Welgott, second baseman from Spoon River College. The rest of the Jacks lineup goes like this: Ben Lapp, Trevor Goforth, Noah Chase, Tyler Humphrey, Kendall Hofer, Brady Brecklin, Jake Stewart, Braden Vanderheit. So a lot of Washington Panthers flavor on this lineup, seeing names like Stewart, Vanderheit, Tyler Humphrey as well.
Yeah, a lot of Washington guys. A lot of local talent, and it's going to be a good game.
Indeed, as Sanabria gets going with a strikeout. So one down here for the Expos in the top of the first. I'll bring up Ben Lapp, right fielder out of Eureka High School, now at ICC. Here's first pitch, Sanabria, high and away. I'll bring you the Expos lineup in the field here in just a second. Fastball inside, fouled back by Lapp. Firehouse's defense today going around the infield from first to third: Jack Campbell, Caleb Edwards, Jackson Chatterton, Connor Drowns, Brock Luna behind the plate. Catching for Carlos Sanabria here today as that off-speed pitch floats inside for Lapp, 2-1. In the outfield, from left to right, Griffin McCluskey, Steven Stufflebeam, and Nolan Ryman for the Expos under head coach Kent Dietz. Now when he catches the top edge of the zone, so 2-2 to Lapp. Sanabria trying to go 2 for 2 in the strikeout department to start the day. And just paints the outside corner. Beautiful location there from Sanabria.
We've seen this before, a bunch of strikeouts from Carlos. He had 72 strikeouts last summer, and he starts out with 2 strikeouts to start the season.
Hey, you can't strike them all out if you don't strike out the first 2. And Brock, as Trevor Goforth watches a strike there, we saw Sanabria, I believe, in the one Firehouse Expos game that we did last year. So I forget how many he struck out, but it was so many that we had to bring in an impromptu strikeout counter into our graphic, into our broadcast. I think he pitched something like 10 innings, maybe. It was a long game, a pitcher's duel, and I think he was around the neighborhood of 15, maybe even more strikeouts in that one.
Yeah, I remember that game. That was an incredible game, incredible pitching performance by both guys. Just he can bring the heat, and he's got great stuff on the mound, and the poor Bros Jacks know it too. They were saying it's gonna be a tough one today to hit. If he's got his stuff, he's definitely got the strikeouts.
He's trying to get his third. There's a 3-1 to go forth. He lays off, and that'll be a base runner. First one of the season here for the Jacks. As I'll bring up Noah Chase, the Jacks first baseman. And I know they're not batting right now, Brock, but you look at this Expos team, obviously trying to kind of bounce back after a tough year last year. And you look at guys like Sanabria, Steven Stufflebeam, another guy that could, really, I think, kind of help turn this team around. Connor Drowns, Brock Luna as well, some players to kind of watch for them. So I know Firehouse Pizza, they have been deep in the playoffs fairly recently. So hoping kind of luck can kind of bounce their way a little bit more this year.
Yeah, these two teams faced each other in the championship last year. Poor Bros did win the championship, but I'll tell you what, Firehouse did a lot of work in the offseason. Connor Drowns. Connor Drowns was traded from the Royals to the Expos.
Indeed.
They got him. They added some more guys. Nolan Ryman is now on the Expos. They went after it this year, and they're going to be a team to watch.
Indeed. Brock, if memory may have not served me right, did Firehouse kind of make a Cinderella run last year to the championship series? I remember they were decent, but I can't remember if they were near the top of the regular season standings for most of the year. And if you don't remember, that's all right. I know I put you on the spot.
It was all about getting hot at the right time. I mean, they went on a stretch of just a dominant winning streak, and just getting hot at the right time is the perfect. They were middle of the pack early on, but then they just got hot at the right time, made it to the championship series, and now they've reloaded their roster, retained a lot of guys.
As always, a big key in the Sunday Morning League is Tyler Humphrey watches his strike. Trevor Goforth moved over to second on a pass ball by the catcher. Ball had deflected off of Luna's glove, and Noah Chase drew the walk. So 2 strikeouts, 2 walks so far for Sanabria. Here's Humphrey, also at ICC, just down the road from here right now. Runner's going, and Humphrey fouls that one off. Back and to the right. Humphrey, a former multi-sport athlete with the Washington Panthers, obviously played baseball with them, and also as their quarterback for their football team. Took them to the state semifinals back in 2023, I believe was the year. They took on East St. Louis and nearly knocked off a Flyers team that is pretty well known in the high school football sphere here in Illinois. One, two. Sanabria trying to get his team back in the dugout and ready to hit for the first time this season. Pitch is hit to the left side, and that one is fair. Down the line for Humphrey. This is going to be 1 RBI. Could it be 2? Left fielder McCluskey gets to it. Runner is going. Here's the throw. Bang, bang play. Humphrey going to third. He is safe. It is a triple 2-run variety for Tyler Humphrey, and the Jacks put 2 on the board with 2 outs in the top of the first.
That's exactly what you want if you're the Jacks. Getting to Carlos early. Runs are going to be key in this game because, you know, with Carlos, he had a 2.44 ERA last year. It's something uncharacteristic. He has.
This one chopped to second. Hold that thought. And that'll do it for the top of the first as Hofer grounds out 4-3. Back to your point, Brock.
I was just about to say, Carlos had 2 walks in the inning. He only had 12 walks all season last year, so that's something to keep an eye out on, too. When you have a strikeout walk ratio, 72 strikeouts to 12 walks, last year he was first team in the Sunday Morning League for a reason. But, you know, getting, all being said, 2 runs isn't as bad as he'd think. With this Port Rose Jacks lineup that has been last year, offensively, they were one of the better teams swinging the bat.
Indeed they were. Indeed they were. As we're going to look at Brandon Ward, the pitcher for Port Rose, starting this game out of Knox College. But first, before we do that, I want to thank all of our great sponsors, including but not limited to Ducks on Farmington Road, Fairview State Banking Company, and Jake Smith, our Lexus of Peoria sales consultant. Bradfield's Busey Bank, CAD Construction Company, Captivation Dance, Cookies in Peoria Heights, and Core. And I want to thank all of our sponsors that, again, help make the Sunday Morning League possible. Again, also our team sponsors as well, Firehouse Pizza, Port Bros Craft Brewery and Tap up in Peoria Heights. Firehouse Pizza over there in East Peoria. I want to thank them as well. Also want to thank, again, Busey Bank, our scoreboard sponsor for this season as well. As we're going to look at the Expos and their lineup. Have the reigning league MVP in Steven Stuffelbeam, as well as the Rookie of the Year in Jackson Chatterton. They bat 1-2 in the Expos lineup, followed by the new acquisition you mentioned, Brock, Connor Drowns, Brock Luna, Griffin McCluskey, Jack Campbell, Nolan Ryman, Shea Ghostman, and Caleb Edwards. Rounding it out for the Expos, wearing their, might I say, very spiffy powder blue uniforms. Always a big fan of those. Four Bros in their signature kind of retro Philadelphia Phillies look. That kind of maroon as Ward's first pitch goes high. Stuffelbeam, a center fielder out of Central College. Swings and misses. And a nice pitch from Ward on the inside. There's another wind and fire. That one grazed the arm of Stuffelbeam. And so Ward's here starts with a hit by pitch.
Not what you wanted if you're Port Bros, leading off with a base runner. And Firehouse looking to get on the board after starting out down 2-0.
If you would have told me that the Jacks would have scored 2 in that inning after the way Sanabria started with back-to-back punch-outs, I would have been a little slightly surprised, but that triple from Humphrey down the line was just in the perfect spot. I mean, just snuck inside the line before drifting foul. Tough one for McCluskey to run down over there in the corner. And with the speed of Goforth and Chase, they were able to come around and score. Chatterton, the Bradley University Dunlap product, showing bunt. Here's a steal attempt. And it looks like, tough to see it from our angle app, and there's Stufflebeam. Looks like he is safe, so. And I don't know what's going on the other field. Brock, they got a game going on over to our left with Miller Lite and Cruisins, but very real chance that Stufflebeam is the first stolen base of the 2026 season.
Yeah, starting out early, being aggressive, and Chatterton, I know his style. He loves the bunt, cause chaos on the bases.
And he squares down here. That one hits off the dish and rolls foul. Yeah, he was back when he played at Bradley. You know, our time at Bradley, mine and Chatterton's was pretty concurrent, and him and Ryan Vogel, another local product from Metamora, they really kind of led a kind of what I call a small ball Braves lineup under head coach Elvis Dominguez, who has since retired. They really just love to get guys on and bunt them over. And it was more often than not a few times that Vogel and Chatterton were able to leg out those bunts for some singles. So he rips that one foul.
Yeah, Vogel was also added to the Expos lineup. Unfortunately, today he was unable to make it, but when Vogel will get added into this lineup, they're going to be even more dangerous. They've got a lot of speed on the bases.
Here's a pitch from Chase. That one fouled back. Now 2 strikes again on Chatterton. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Sun starting to kind of peek out here in East Peoria. Opening day action in the PSML. Here's Chatterton. And lays off. Nice eye there. You wanted to pull the trigger.
Chatterton always known for good quality at-bats. And is always a threat at the plate.
Expecting a big year out of him. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Ward has his first strikeout. Good battle there between the pitcher and Ward and Chatterton right there. That one was a quality matchup. If you talk about one-on-one right there.
He always gives you good at-bats and good battle by both guys. And now we get to see the newest Expo, Connor Drowns, at the plate.
And as we get a foul ball from the other field, sneaking on over, paying us a visit here on Field 7 at the Eastside Center. Miller Lite and Cruisins, which is another great Sunday morning league rivalry, facing off over to our left. Runner on second, chance for Drowns to do some damage here. And Drowns formerly on the Coles Diamond Gallery Royals. Was one of their best players. Jay sets and the pitch off speed and fouled off. Will it stay in play? Third baseman Hofer is giving a good run, but watches that one fall into the bullpen. Wherever Drowns goes, Brocky always seems to be wearing light blue. He's part of Elmhurst University. Light and dark blue there, similar color scheme of the Coles Diamond Gallery Royals. Then gets traded to Firehouse Pizza. And what do you know? He's still wearing baby blue.
Baby blue jerseys are always my favorites personally.
I do agree, and we talked earlier that those baby blues do look nice. However, I feel like in recent years, Brock Drowns gets drilled in the back. He'll wear that one down to first. Allen just got away there from Ward. Far too early in the season to be have any intent behind hitting pitches. There's I don't think much. At least I don't believe there would be much history there.
No.
Just tough one to wear there for Drowns. But back to what I was saying, Brock, I feel like these baby blue uniforms just across all levels of baseball are got a lot more popular, a little bit of a resurgence the last few years. I have to wonder if some people feel like maybe it's almost oversaturated now.
Some people have said that, but, whenever I see... I started to think that too, but whenever I see him on the field, it's just... Every time I see him, they look so good. No matter how many times you wear them, it's just a good color scheme.
I do tend to agree, even though a lot of people could go either way on those. As Ward goes off speed, that was inside to Luna. Chance for the Expos to tie or potentially take the lead. Luna's got some power in that bat. Called strike there.
Yeah, with one out in first and second, you're already down in the first inning. You're looking to respond early.
A strong year last year. That one sails high and away from Ward, who is dealt with a bit of control issues here as we get going in this first inning. He had 2 hit batters in case you're just tuning in, and nearly a third there on Luna. Pitch, that one is fouled right over the Expos dugout. They're the home team today. Jack's the visitors. I don't have it pulled up currently at the moment, Brock, but I feel like Luna was the guy that hit multiple home runs last season. And you don't always see that too often here in the Wood Bat Peoria Sunday Morning League.
Yeah, both him and Stufflebeam, they definitely have some power. Stufflebeam, obviously the MVP last year, also stole 19 bases on the season. Just the Firehouse offense last year really got it clicking late in the season, and that led to a lot of success. Big time winning streak, as that's a swing and a miss for a strikeout.
Now Luna tried to extend the zone and go low and away, but Ward sneaks it by him for his second strikeout, and that will bring up Griffin McCluskey, the left fielder out of Valparaiso.
Yep, new addition into the league. Excited to see what he can do.
My first impression is that's a pretty tall guy in the batter's box right now. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch just grazes the outside corner. Nice one there from Ward. While looking at the Sunday Morning League website, which, by the way, revamped this year, and League does a great job keeping up with all the history and stats as well. Look at all the past great players. So much information on there. But I was looking at the batting champs for the last few years. This one hit into right field. Going to be a tough play, but making the run and putting it away for the out is Lapp. He is showing off that speed plenty. And back in his high school days at Eureka. That'll do it for the bottom of the first. And Poor Bros leads it 2-0. But the last 3 batting champions, Brock, in the league are from both of these teams. Last year was Chatterton, hit .419. Year before that, 2024, Ben Kelly hit 417. And then back in 2023, our good friend and league president, Zach Schulte, won the title hitting 456.
Yeah, these guys can hit the ball. And, it's interesting and on opening day to see who who gets hot early and if there's any struggles at the plate on opening day. You tend to see that a little bit, especially when you have these pitchers throwing like they are. Can get a little deceptive. Some of these guys haven't had live at bats because some are out of college and some are ready to go. They're fresh out of their college season. They're in top shape form. So you look at that to see who's gonna get hot early, who needs a little bit of time in the box to really get their foot in. But like you said, the Jacks opening up with a 2 spot in the first. That's a really good start for them.
Indeed it is, and this is our 4th year of the Sunday Morning League, and I have to go back and double check. We do this kind of behind the scenes little fun fact with all of our high school games. We have a kind of a spreadsheet that keeps track of every single game that we've ever broadcasted at Clutch Sports Media, which is over 1,000 by this point. But we keep records of every team, every sport, kind of how they fare. What's their record when they play on Clutch Sports Media? We got a fun little spreadsheet with that just for fun that we take a look at sometimes. But I feel like the Jacks are maybe not undefeated, but they always fare pretty well when we seem to see them here on CSM.
They definitely like the camera. That's for sure.
I bet Schulte tries to get them to really ham it up, kind of lock in a little bit, and for every time they take the field when we're here. Always a pleasure to see both of these squads, though, is Brady Brecklin, the 7-hole hitter. Shortstop will get things going here in the 7th. Here against Carlos Sanabria. That one, ball inside. And this game is game 1 of a doubleheader. We'll be here for just the first game, though, folks. You had to come out to the ballpark or maybe follow along on Game Changer if you want to follow along for game 2. Although, good news for those of you wanting to watch more PSML baseball at home, Sanabria deals low, is we have a much expanded schedule this year with the PSML. Rather than doing just 8 games during the season and the playoffs, as Brecklin hits this one into left center. Again, it's going to be a long run, but a nice catch there by Stufflebeam, covering some ground out there.
Yeah, good wood on the bat right there, but great job tracking it down. That one stayed up in the air a little bit. Couldn't knock it in for a base hit, but still good contact. And that's exactly what you wanted if you're Sanabria, getting quick out right there.
Ball low and away to Jake Stewart, left fielder on Mount Mercy University after briefly being at ICC. But back to my earlier point about our schedule this week, or this season with the PSML. In the past 3 years we've been with the league, starting in 2023, we've done 8 games per season. Usually see each team about once, maybe twice or so. Now this year we will be doing 16 games. All throughout the summer, we'll be seeing every team, I believe every team at least twice. So maybe having a few weeks where we'll have as many as 2 or 3 games in a week. Some weeks maybe just 1. But expanded offerings for everyone at home to tune in and watch the Sunday Morning League at home live and for free here on Clutch Sports Media as Stewart draws the walk. I'll bring up Vanderheit, the 9-hole hitter. But, Brock, we're looking forward to it. Also looking forward to seeing a new team in the league this year, the Weavers Bandits.
Yeah. first off, I think it's great that we'll have more games in Clutch Sports. A lot of people will get even more games. There's just a ton of talent in this league to showcase. So it's great that we're having more games on Clutch Sports. But yeah, Weavers Bandits, I'll tell you what, that'll be an interesting team to watch because
It's the high school all-stars.
it's basically the high school all-stars of Peoria. But I will say, I don't know exactly how they will fare out in this league because we did see the Sand Gnats last year. They started out hot and then they kind of just plummeted, and now Weavers is going to come in. Brian Quinn from Miller Lite is going to has assembled that roster, has changed some things. Some players have originally on the roster are now no longer on there. RJ Dungeon was going to play, but now he's going to play for the Pistol Shrimp.
Oh wow,
which
yeah.
is a big
Prospect
time
League.
Prospect League, and but yeah, they've got guys all over the area.
What a grab over at third by Drowns. Fires it over to first, but the runner is safe. Still a nice job by Drowns to just keep that ball in the infield as Braden Vanderheit beats that one out. We have our runners on first and second with one out. Back to the top of the order with Colson and Welgett.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's definitely going to be a fun watch. I'm very interested to see their first game, like everyone else. But like their roster has been constructed by Brian Quinn, which shout out Brian Quinn because he has assembled a gauntlet. But like I said, I don't know exactly how it's going to fare out in this league because this league is super competitive. Like Carlos Sanabria, he's really thrown it.
It's a bit different when you're facing a guy that's played as stepped on the mound at Minute Maid Park versus playing facing off against a first-team All-Mid-Illini Conference pick. As this one hit sinking into left, that's going to be a single. I'm going to hold Vanderheit at second. Brief correction. I shout out to our producer, Mark Wagner, for spotting it. I couldn't see it from my vantage point, but Stewart was thrown out at a fielder's choice back at second. So Drowns did use that great play with the glove to get one out. So 2 down, 2 on here for Lapp, who struck out his first time up. But I'm very excited to see what that Weavers team can do this year. Obviously last year I think it was the first time in a while that there was 9 teams in the league. There was a Son of Peoria Sand Gnats, obviously, but just 1 year in the league for them. Now, like you said, Brian Quinn takes it over. It's going to be taking some getting used to not seeing Quinn in the Miller Lite Falcons jersey as that one gets by Drowns. Runner's going to come around and score. Vanderheit is in, and it's 3-0 Jacks here in the top of the second. Another 2-out RBI as Ben Lapp picks that one up.
Great piece of hitting there by Lapp. But Brian Quinn not being in a Falcons uniform is definitely going to get some time to get used to. He has been there for quite a while. He's been a great guy in the league. He has contributed all around, not just on the field, but like we said, the website, the new and improved website, looking up all the stats that goes back. He's done an amazing job in the league, and he's going to manage a team that has a lot of talent, Division I talent.
That one is lined right back and caught by Sanabria. How about a little hot sauce on your eggs this morning? That'll be 3 down, and the Expos will bat as Sanabria saved potentially a run there and maybe his head at the same time. What a catch there on the mound. So Ben Lapp, an RBI single, but go forth a loud line out to end the frame. And it's 3-0 Poor Bros heading into the second, Brock. Already a web gem to start the year.
Great play by Carlos. Good, just getting the glove right there. It looked like it was too easy for him there. a hard liner too. Great play by Carlos.
Tough look out there for Goforth. But yeah, briefly want to thank, while we have a quick chance, all of our sponsors this season, including the Blue Duck Barbecue Tavern down in downtown Peoria, Bombs Sports, Bradley Welker, Bradfield as well, Busey Bank, our scoreboard sponsor, CAD Construction Company, Captivation Dance, Cookies, and Peoria Heights, Core, as well as Cruisins, several area locations, DC Home Base, Ducks down on Farmington Road, and stop on there right before or after you go down to Cruisins, Fairview State Bank, Jake Smith, Lexus of Peoria, JH Car Wash, Kim's Academy of Dance, Laura Martin with Remax, Legacy Investment Services Incorporated, Lori Vidovich, Country Financial, located in Tremont, Pyramid Printing, Randy Baum Design, Royal Publishing. List goes on with Tim Haranka, Country Financial, Whitey's on Route 29, formerly Cruisins, and the Wyman Group as well. As circle back up top there, but how about I don't know if that was who was behind the scenes doing that this year, but maybe it been Zach Schulte, maybe Brian Quinn, maybe Tim Cundiff, who knows? But a lot of new sponsors this year, Brock. So it's good to see, and definitely want to thank all those local businesses and encourage you to support them as they support the Sunday Morning League and make not only the league but also our broadcasts, which are and always free and available to watch, make those possible. So major shout out to those 25 sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to all the sponsors making this league improve year after year. Big shout out to everyone behind the scenes too, for this opening day, getting ready. We're just excited for another year. It's obviously historic. Every year's history in this Sunday Morning League. But yeah, and I'm thrilled that everyone wants to be a part of it. Everyone's supporting it. Year after year, making this even better.
Indeed. I echo the same feeling as we get going in the bottom of the second with Jack Campbell, first baseman out of Lewis and Clark Community College. Now, Jack Campbell's a fairly common name, but if it is the Jack Campbell that I believe it is, alumnus of Peoria Notre Dame, as that one lays off the ball high for Brendan Ward. But, Brock, we were talking about, again, that new Weavers team, and, again, one that I feel like I'm going to be pretty familiar with, given, obviously my role at Clutch Sports Media, and obviously you two as well as that one. That one, if there was a net here, Brock, you might have been feeling that one. That one was coming right to you. Bring your glove.
I would have framed that. That's a strike.
Brock Allcar in mid-season form already, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Campbell. It's had to watch here, a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Ward's got his third strikeout of the day. But, again, obviously, Brock, we're both pretty in tune with the local high schools in the area, with playoffs getting ready to get going there. But we've seen a lot of these guys have great seasons. You look at the top of the roster, all starts off with one of the hottest players that's had the best season in the entire area, Jackson Aarons from East Peoria. What a year that he has had. Obviously, cooled off a little bit since his historic stretch back in late March, but still just an amazing year for the East Peoria senior.
Yeah, it's not often when you say a guy cooled off and now he's hitting 470 on the year. Jackson Aarons going to Northern Illinois University. Earlier this year, he received National Player of the Week, not just state, not just the area, but in the nation. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but he had back-to-back cycles going believe it was 14 for 14
Yep.
to start the week, back-to-back cycles. But yeah, the Mid-Atlantic Conference is definitely a very tough conference, and there's a lot of guys on the Bandits that are from the Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Here's a guy that you can tell knows a thing or two about the Mid-Atlantic. Nolan Ryman, former Morton Potter, third baseman, outfielder for them, playing right field today. Ryman now at Illinois College down in Jacksonville. 2-2 from Ward to Ryman. Morton finished third, I believe, in the Mid-Atlantic this year. If memory serves me right, Ward picks up another strikeout as Ryman chases one low and away. Interesting year in the Mid-Atlantic, Brock. Obviously, we were both at the game when Dunlap clinched the conference title earlier this week by one game over East Peoria. Then after that, I believe it was Morton, followed by Metamora, who still had a really good year, breakout year for the Redbirds despite finishing fourth, and then Washington in fifth, although they were still really good, over 20 wins this season. So excited to see how all those teams fare, and the rest of our area teams here around Peoria and Bloomington Normal, as well as Shea Ghostman, designated hitter, digs in for the Expos. 2 down, that one nearly grazed him. Already seen Ward hit 2 batters today. Other Mid-Atlantic players on that Weavers Bandits team, Cameron Crawford, all-conference player for Morton, Landon Gray from Dunlap, Hayden Hawksworth with Washington. This one chopped to short. This one should do it. Brecklin sets and fires, and Brecklin sure glove over there in the infield. And that makes it a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. And the Jacks still lead it 3-zip here at the Eastside Center. But you look also again at this roster, you got Augie Lonis from Weavers. Also East Peoria, Simon Malcolm from Dunlap. Lane Johnson, go down a little bit further down Route 150 from Brimfield Elmwood, I should say. Elmwood, Brimfield in football, Brimfield Elmwood in baseball and softball. Got Sam Peters from Washington, Stephen Petrie from Metamora, Jarrett Quinn, Brian's son from Richwoods. Pretty fine pitcher. Excited to see him. Matt Sander from Morton, Cole Smith from Metamora, and Drew Swedinsky as well from DMAC. So that is going to be a fun team to watch for sure. And might be a few other high school guys maybe on some of these other teams, but definitely the most concentration on the Weavers Bandits, which take a look at the schedule and see when we'll see them. But again, if you want to know, just kind of want to watch some of the top seniors in the area this year, all on the same team, well, tune in on June 27th, the first time we'll see Weavers take on the Move Smart Mariners. That's part of the Dozer Park series. So that game at the home of the Peoria Chiefs on Saturday, June 27th at 12:30. Then we'll see him shortly afterwards on Thursday, July 2nd, when they take on the Coles Diamond Gallery Royals. It's again all part of our newly expanded 16-game schedule this year on Clutch Sports Media. Could be 15, depending if the championship series only goes 2 games. We will have a lot of playoff games and all games from the championship series as the teams battle for the Tomey Trophy, won last year by the Jacks. As here's Noah Chase to get things going for Poor Bros. Walked his first time up and came around to score. Sun been playing hide and seek so far today here in East Peoria. Now it's coming out a little bit. Chase fouls that one away. In case you're just tuning in, and we realize, certainly understand it was an early Sunday morning start. Everyone ducks and covers. A lot of foul balls from that Miller Lite Cruising game, finding their way over here. But yeah, 9 a.m. start. This is our first this might be the Sunday morning league, Brock. This is our first broadcast of a Sunday morning game that we have done. So Again, opening day. This one lays right back up the middle, and no one's getting to that one. I know Chase timed that one up perfectly to start off the top of the third.
Good piece of hitting there by Chase in the first inning. Drew a walk and scored this time. Ropes one right to center field.
I'll bring up Humphrey. He hit a triple that went down the line into the corner and brought in two Jack's runners back in the first inning. So Santa Bria started off hot. Again, Brock, he had those back-to-back strikeouts. Since then, he's given up 3 walks and 5 hits.
Yeah, Porbro's lineup is really doing some damage. Good piece of hitting down the lineup.
That one, right at Humphrey, who ducks out of the way.
Buzzed the tower a little bit up there.
I've not seen a Jack get hit by a pitch yet. Not saying that we want to see it, but for comparison, the Expos have gotten hit twice so far. That one low and away. And Porbro's the reigning league champion. They've won it 2 out of the last 3 years. If you want to win a title in the Sunday Morning League, at least in the modern era, Brock, I think you need to at least be centered around or at least offer alcohol at your establishment. The last 6 champions, Miller Lite, Miller Lite, Miller Lite, three-peat from 2020 to 2022. Porbro's in 2023, Cruisins in 2024, and Porbro's again in 2025. So Cole's Diamond Gallery was the last sober league champion, I guess you could say. And a pinch runner here at first base for Porbro's. Looks like that is number 28. We'll try and get you who that was. Zach Gilbert, I believe that is. Strike to Kendall Hofer to get things going here. 2 on, no one out. A chance for the Jacks to score in the 3rd straight inning here on opening day. That one just misses the outside from Santa Bria.
Yeah, first and second, nobody out. Looking for more damage, up 3-0 already.
Single and a walk given up so far from Carlos this inning. This one is chopped foul. I think this display so far, again, not saying Porbro's has been playing home run derby or been all over the place, but overall strong starting on opening day. Usually you expect, opening day is usually a day where the pitcher's usually shot. I think this says more about the Jacks than it does about Santa Bria just coming in locked in and focused, ready for the year, and not showing many signs of rust in the batter's box so far. Santa Bria a little bit upset with himself after missing that one. Pitch to Hofer, grounded out his last time. Sun coming out again here as Santa Bria deals, and Hofer draws the walk. That's back-to-back free passes given up, and now the bases are juiced with no one out. And the 7-hitter, Brady Brecklin, stepping into the plate.
Yeah, this is bases loaded, nobody out. It's looking like danger time for the Expos. They really need to get a strikeout here if they want to keep this deficit where it's at.
I think if you're Expos, you're probably understanding that, hey, in all likelihood, you're most likely going to have maybe one run score. I think the biggest thing is just not letting those runs from first or second score. As Kent Dietz goes out to calm down his pitcher, and they talk, and he'll stay in the game here in the top of the third. Can't really see much from here, Brock, but I don't believe there's much action going in the Expos bullpen. I don't see any blue jerseys or hear any glove pops down the right field line. So here's Brooklyn. That pitch looked good from Sanabria. Fouled that one back. Now it looks like they might get someone going.
Believe that was Lane Hunt.
It's number 46 in light blue.
Lane Hunt.
Former Peoria Christian Charger.
ICC. Now transferring to Olivet Nazarene. Part of the region champions for the ICC Cougars this year.
Yeah, a strong year for the Cougars. Really turned it on at the right time and get it done. 2-1 to Brooklyn. That one chopped back at the infield. This one could be two. They get one at second, on over to first. Run will score, but Sanabria and the Expos are going to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there after getting two much needed outs there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted. Roll two. You'll give up a run for 2 outs right there.
That was a good glove work from Welgett, from Caleb Edwards over at second, to Chatterton at short. And on over to Campbell at first. Fouled back there from Stewart, who walked his first time up. Vanderheit on deck, designated hitter for the Jacks. And the runner on third is Chase. Or rather, no, that is Humphrey, pardon me, on third. Chase came in to score. Swing and a miss there from Stewart. I think that visit to the mound, definitely worked at least a little bit on Sanabria. Seems a lot more in control now. See if he can put away Stewart. 1-2. Sails high. Stewart doesn't take the bait there. I think we're up at, I want to say, Brock, about 5 or 6 foul balls that have entered the field of play here from the field adjacent to us.
You will have that at the East Side Center. Fields are close together, which I like that it is like that.
I do
because
as well.
Having games on at the both time.
And Sanabria strikes out Stewart to get out of the inning, so the base is loaded with no one out. And the Jacks only get one after Sanabria forces the double play and the strikeout of Stewart. And gives him 3 on the day. As we head into the bottom of the third here at the East Side Center. But, yeah, Brock, I'm certainly with you, too. I like having all the multiple fields right by each other. If you go up in the press box, you can, just pretty much look out any different window and see a different game. You could take a lap around the middle, and it's almost like a carousel of sorts. You could, you could watch this game. Oh, that one's a blowout. That team's going to win. We'll step on over, watch the other game as well. So I'm a fan of the latter as well, and always great being here at the East Side Center. Just overall, one of the has had the premier not just baseball facility, but they also got soccer fields back there. I mean, there's everything here. T-balls. They got the softball fields East Peoria plays at. You have the East Peoria football stadium, Corning Clapp Field over there, the track. I was there covering a track meet actually a few weeks ago. And you got the indoor facility that's got basketball and volleyball and everything in there. And just a huge complex over here that is always something going on here. There's hardly ever a time where there's not any games or practices being held over here at this venue. So getting things going here for the Jacks. Our first look at Caleb Edwards, second baseman, batting number 9 today. Edwards, a Spoon River snapper. And he's going to look at Ward in his third inning. That one starts off high and away. Expos still looking for their first hit. They've gotten base runners. That slider a little bit upstairs from Ward. That one right back to us here in the booth at behind home plate. So 3-0 on Edwards. You probably have the red light here. Ward, a product of IVC up in Chillicothe. Has a younger brother named Brady Ward. At least I believe Brady is his brother. The bio page on Knox's website doesn't specify it, but I do know Brady Ward also plays multiple sports at IVC, basketball and football, and excelled for the Gray Ghosts. Oh, and Edwards thought he had ball 4 there, but that one just sneaks in the strike zone. It's all of a sudden a full count on Edwards. Here's a 3-2. That one is high, and now Edwards has his walk just a bit delayed, and the Expos have a base runner.
Now, the top of the order for the Expos, Stufflebeam, the reigning MVP of the league.
Stufflebeam was hit by a pitch his first time up. A little bit more on Ward. Put together a fine season in his senior year of 2025. Stufflebeam squares, and that one pops straight up in the air but foul. He pitched 53 innings, several starts, several games out of the bullpen. He put up 4 saves, a 3.91 ERA, and a strikeout to walk ratio of 49-16. It's about just over 3-1. So strong numbers with the Prairie Fire from Ward. Talk about a guy that's played for 2 teams with very unique nicknames. I don't know hardly any other high school that's called the Gray Ghosts, and I believe Knox is the only college. It might be the only team at any level out there called the Prairie Fire. Just up the road in Galesburg. That one shot foul. Stufflebeam got a good pitch to hit there. Just got a bit jammed.
Good pitch right there. If you're Stufflebeam, you really want to get on base. Get Chatterton up for the middle of the order. Already down 4-0.
This is a big inning. You feel like for Firehouse Pizza. Again, still pretty early on. Still plenty of time to come back, but if the trend continues, if they fire back down to first, going to be a close play, but I think the throw was in time. The tag just wasn't there on Edwards. Stufflebeam strikes out. And it'll bring up Chatterton. But as saying, Porbro scored in all 3 innings so far, and that trend continues. It'll be tough for Expos to climb back in, but could help themselves out here. Chatterton drowns Luna, 2-3-4 coming up next. Matchup of Northern Peorians here. Ward from IVC. Chatterton from Dunlap. Oh, 1. Stufflebeam holds at first. He does have a lot of speed. That one upstairs. Jack's catcher again, Tyler Humphrey, who has a 2-run triple in this one. So, early contender for our very unofficial player of the game if we had to pick one. That one inside of Chatterton. I have to wonder with Stufflebeam's speed and the situation, maybe you need to play a little bit aggressive, runner on first. Maybe do you put on the hit and run here with Chatterton at bat. Trying to avoid the double play. That one misses well wide. And now a hitter's count.
Big pitch right here from Ward. Don't want to get Chatterton on.
Here's 3-1. That one upstairs as well. So both pitchers now giving up multiple free passes. Ward with 2 walks and essentially almost 4 free passes if you count the 2 hit by pitches. Sanabria, on the other hand, has walked 5. So now we'll bring up Drowns. First and second, 1 out. Here in the 3rd. Drowns comes in. Perhaps maybe he's still feeling a little bit of a sting from that pitch he wore on straight on his back first time up. Also made that great play over at third base. Back in the 2nd. Eye on Stufflebeam, second look, now the pitch. That one didn't miss by much.
Close pitch right there.
Really can't make this one a 3-0 count to Drowns. Pitch, big swing and a miss there. Had to come in with that pitch and did. And Luna on deck. McCluskey in the hole for the Expos. Pitch from Chase in the turf. The turf is probably pretty hot right now, Brock. I'm looking down the left field line. How about you? But kind of, it does that thing when it's hot out. The surface is really warm, and it looks like everything's kind of like waving. You can almost like see. It's almost like you can almost like see the heat. Off-speed pitch, just high and away there, and it's 3 balls now to Drowns. It's always a little bit hotter too on this artificial turf. As again, only going to get hotter from here on this fine Sunday. Just past 10 p.m. here in East Peoria. Currently just 70 degrees. Feels like maybe a little bit hotter as Drowns also draws the walk. So we have still yet to see our first ball in play of this bottom of the third, Brock, with 3 walks and a strikeout.
Yeah, and this will bring out manager Zach Schulte. This is a big inning for the Expos. If they want to stay in this game, they got to score at least one with the bases loaded, 1 out. You got Brock Luna, your 4-hole hitter, up, exactly who you want in this situation as well. And I will look over and see Porbros will have action in their bullpen. But yeah, Brock Luna, big time at bat right here. Big momentum switch in this game if he can connect on one.
Indeed, this is a huge spot for the Expos, as that's Casey Holland trotting down to the bullpen to play catch with Zach Gilbert for the Jacks. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cleanup hitter Luna pops this one up. This one trying to get out of play and does. And I'll smack the top of the dugout for the Expos. Rocco, doing some research here, courtesy again of our producer Mark Wagner, and it says here that synthetic turf fields can be as much, I don't think it's this hot because only 70 degrees today, not quite the hottest day of the year by any means, but it can get as hot as 120 to 180 degrees. It says here, the surface of the field. There was a study done that fake turf can be as much as 37 degrees hotter than asphalt during the summer, under direct sunlight, of course. So
luckily for us, there have been some clouds, so I don't think it's that as hot.
Yeah, certainly not. But maybe we might be revisiting that conversation during maybe some of our games in July, possibly. Nice pitch to Luna, in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Luna trying to put his team on the board. In the bottom of the third. Pitch to the cleanup hitter. Can he clean up here? Ball gets away, and the runner going to hold at third. Nice job by Humphrey getting to that pitch quickly. Very nearly could have been a run for the Expos.
Big spot right here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Down 4.
1-2. Here to Luna. Inside, and got him on the helmet. That'll drive in a run. Luna thankfully looks to be all right. Literally, got him right kind of around the brim of that helmet, and that'll play to run for the Jacks. Edwards comes across to score. So Chatterton at third, Drowns at second, Luna at first. That's the third hit batter from Brandon Ward here today, and they're like, again, Brock, you mentioned, looking at a potential major shift in momentum here. Now 4-1, but the bases are loaded and no one is out. So Jack's looking, or 1 out, excuse me, pardon me. So Jack's trying to get what they saw Sanabria do in the top of the frame. Double play ball and strikeout. That'll bring up the normal community product, Griffin McCluskey. Runner on third, Chatterton took a bit of a kind of a running lead towards home. Pretty early in the season, early in the game to be to steal home, but you never know.
If there was one man to do it, it's definitely Chatterton.
Out in the dirt, and now Cheriton's going to go, and that'll make it 4-2. And that now takes away the double play possibility. That is not going to say worst case scenario because it's not a grand slam, but not the best case scenario there for the Jacks. It's now a bit more of a ball game, 4-2, and McCluskey could tie it up with a swing of the bat, or potentially take the lead. Nice pitch there for Ward to rebound and deals a strike. McCluskey flew out to right his first time up, and this one also goes to right, and that one is just barely fair. Second run's gonna come across. That is now a tie ball game. Drowns and Luna come across and score. McCluskey ties it up on a 2-run single to right. And just like that, Brock, the game is flipped on its head, and there's still just one out here in the bottom of the third.
That was the first hit of the ball game for the Expos. Big time hit in a 4-4 game with one hit. You don't see that very often, but very big time hit there to tie it up here in the third inning.
That was a nice off-speed pitch from Ward, but can't get the call there. But yeah, Brock, it's hard to believe that was the first hit for the Expos. They had three hit by pitches, several walks, but that does break up Ward's no-hit bid. This one hitting the right as well, but this one should be catchable for a lap, and it is. So we've seen two-run doubles that go right down the lines. I mean, that looked almost like a carbon copy of Humphrey's 2-run double in the first inning, just except on the opposite line. So I'll bring up Ryman now with 2 outs. That one in the turf. Second time that's happened in about the last 5 or 6 pitches for Ward. All of a sudden, a 4-4 game. Looks like it could be a Jacks runaway win on opening day is turned into a tussle here in the first of 2 games that these teams will play again. We are broadcasting just the first game here today. If you are local to the Peoria area, still some time to get out to the ballpark. If you leave now or in a few minutes, maybe even at the end of this game, if you live close by the East Side Center. And the pitch, that one fouled back. Make it 2-2.
Good pitch right there. Gonna need to get out of this inning. Keep it a tie ball game now. It's been a big inning for the Expos. A lot of pitches out there for Ward on the mound.
And this is the 8th batter of the inning. This one grounded to second. This should do it. Picked up by Welgett, flipped over to Brecklin. That's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And that'll end the bottom of the third, but a couple of mistakes hurt the Jacks there. They bring in to run a bases loaded hit by pitch, one on a wild pitch, and Griffin McCluskey gets a 2-run double, and we got a 4-4 game here to kick off the 2026 Peoria Sunday Morning League season. Again, while we have a quick break, I want to thank all of our sponsors. You see Busey Bank, our scoreboard sponsor this year. Also want to thank Blue Duck Barbecue Tavern, Bradley Welker, C.R. Davis and Company, Bradfields, UC Bank, obviously, CAD Construction Incorporated, Captivation Dance, and Cookies, East Peoria, and Core as well. Just some of our sponsors this year. Oh, as well as Cruisins. And plenty of sponsors this year help make our broadcast possible. So, Brock, kind of something obviously the Peoria Sunday Morning League, even when it's not during the season, always kind of trying to engage its fan base on social media. And I saw that you guys were, I believe, released all quarter-century teams. If that sounds right, I believe you kind of had the early days, the modern era.
Yeah, a lot of work went into that throughout the years. I mean, we've been playing for 110 years, so it's always nice to recognize the everyone that has contributed to the league. You talk about going all the way back to the start, 1916, and then just from 2000s, we've had Major League Baseball players play in this league from years past. It's just been a lot of talented players in the 110-year history of the league, and it's always good to recognize everyone who has shaped this league to where it is today.
Indeed it is, and I could be mistaken. I had to pull up the most recent one. That some of those guys on the modern era team might still be playing today. You know, guys you talk about like Clay McConkey and Josh Caruso and some of those great pitchers. This is obviously a little bit more of a pitcher's league. There's, at least currently, I feel like more, I would say dominant, legendary, you could say, pitchers. And there are hitters, but there's still certainly some. As the Jacks will get going with Braden Vanderheit. 9-1-2 coming up for the Jacks. Santa Bria deals outside there. Look at some of these players on the modern era, all quarter-century team. These are the names that might be the most fresh in people's minds. You got Brian Quinn on there. Brad Meyer, I believe, played for MoveSmart. Don't know if he's still active or not. We'll have to double check.
He is now retired.
That sounded right. I believe we saw Meyer with MoveSmart. I think in one of his last games, I want to say a year or two ago, and I think he hit like a 2-run double, a 2-run triple. So the old guy proved he still had it. I mean, that was a clutch hit, too, in a very close game. So now that I kind of dusted off the PSML memory bank I've built up, I started to remember that as Vanderheit draws the free pass.
It's another free pass from the Expos. A lot of walks has caused a lot of it's always a rough start when you start the inning off with a leadoff walk, causing traffic on the base pass, and the pitch count is now getting up there for Carlos as well.
Well, we saw him last year again with that, I believe, 10-inning game, and I don't even know what his pitch count was. I know it might have been in the 120 to 130 neighborhood. As this one grounded to short, they got 6-4. Over to 3, they got him. Nice double play turned by the Expos. Out went Chatterton to Edwards and over to Campbell. And that's a 6-4-3 for Colson Welgett at the top of the order.
Carlos Santa Bria, 12 walks last year, have 6 today. Something we haven't seen much last year.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's still time to turn it around, and it still could come away the winner in this one. I think that's what's more important than your walk total is just getting the win. But obviously we know Carlos holds himself to a high standard. And that's what hit in the left and caught. And Lapp flies out to the left to end the top of the fourth. So Sanabria faces the minimum. Maybe he might have bought himself an extra inning there with an efficient frame after walking the leadoff banner Vanderheit. But anyway, Brock, again, talking about the all-quarter century team, we mentioned some of those guys. Travis Grant from Cruisins. Still around Zach Schulte from Poor Bros. Obviously, won a batting title recently, so been around the league for a while, still getting it done. Clay McConkey, Josh Caruso. Another name I recognize is Brock Till, the father of Metamora softball standout Cadence Till, who is now in the transfer portal after her redshirt freshman season down at Ole Miss. So we'll see where she ends up going. One of the best softball players to come through the area in a while. I also got guys like Josh Blom and Mike Kraft as well, Andrew Ponce. We have a substitution, Brock.
Yeah, that is Casey Holland for Poor Bros. He's now on the mound.
Holland, a guy we've seen before with the Jacks, a bit of a league veteran. Coming in a 4-4 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. Take a look at some of these guys who are, some of these aforementioned guys are on. This is one of my favorite pages on the PSML website, Brock. By the way, PSMLbaseball.com, the new league website and URL. Some of these guys on Milestone Watch, you look at Josh Caruso, just 6 strikeouts away from 1,000. I'm assuming the Royals play today, and if he gets the opening day start, that could happen today.
Yeah, that could very well happen today. They play the Tin Lizard Twins at 2 p.m., formerly known as the Tin Lizard Titans.
Yeah, new name change this year, and you said the Tin Lizard Twins. I was like, wait a second. I was like, oh, yeah, they did change. So another Major League Baseball team taken up. Obviously, you have the Reds, the Expos, a team from days gone by. The Brienzo's Orioles, obviously, the Twins.
Ward goes 3 innings, allows 1 hit, 4 runs, 3 walks, and strikes out 5 on the day for his opening day start. So now it's Casey Holland.
So, but I believe, and it's a nice pitch there as he gets Ghostman swing and a miss. I believe that Chase will not be in line for any decision as exits with a tie ball game. That one sails high. Obviously, the other teams in the league with Major League, at least name tags, the Move Smart Mariners, Coles Diamond Gallery Royals. And pitch from Holland just misses on the outside. And Ghostman draws the walk. So these pitchers have, by and large, struggled to find the zone here today. But also, too, I think it's air umpires have been great so far. It's been a relatively small zone. I believe it's been consistent on both sides.
Yeah, and that could contribute to just opening day. Some guys just need a couple innings to get back in the groove. Some haven't been. For some, this is their first time on the mound in a live game in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So it may take an inning or two to get used to it.
Nice stop there behind the plate by Humphrey. Taking a look at some of these other career milestones that are in reach for some of these guys. Bring it back up here in a second. Now another ball from Holland. Talk about Caruso, 6 strikeouts away from 1,000. Oh, they got us really close. And Brock, this is a new one. Someone's belt, I think, just broke.
Yeah.
That might have been Humphreys.
I think it was actually Casey.
Oh, Holland,
wow.
yeah. That was Holland, the pitcher. I didn't see it come off. But going to be putting in an order for a replacement. So the beltless Holland tosses his accessory to the side. This one grounded to short. This one again could be a double play. And they get him. Yeah, I didn't see Edwards run down the line there, Brock.
Yeah,
not sure what happened there.
He slipped out of the box.
Glad you had your eyes there. My eyes were on the shortstop. I didn't see Edwards slip, so good catch. So a double play there for the Jacks, and it's bases empty now for Stufflebeam. But a guy that's really close to my also Jimmy Driscoll from Tin Lizard. One hit away from 100 hits all time. Which again, about a 20 to 25 game season or so in the Sunday Morning League. So 100 hits is a solid accomplishment for sure.
Yeah, Cole Tanner also one hit away from 100.
That one is down the left field line and a fair ball for Stufflebeam. Chasing it is McCluskey, or no, rather Stewart. And that'll be a stand-up double with 2 outs for Stufflebeam. Chance for Chatterton to now give the Expos the lead here in the 4th.
Big time hit there from the reigning MVP. Now Chatterton. Going to be interesting to see what he does with 2 outs. You know, he's known to bunt, but with 2 outs and a runner on second, you really want to drive that runner home.
Chatterton switch hitter, batted right or batted lefty his last time up rather. Batting righty now. And we talk about again another guy on the milestone watch, Casey Holland for Poor Bros. You see on the mound right now is on there. 11 strikeouts away from 150. He sits at 139 right now. That one is hit very well, but foul down the left field line.
That had home run distance on that one, but just foul by Chatterton.
Chatterton watches that one inside in the dirt. Looked like he might have been potentially trying to drop down a surprise bunt there, maybe leg that one out. At least it appeared that way for maybe a split second or so. Lefty-righty matchup. 2 outs, runner on second. Tie game, and that one clips Chatterton, I believe, or maybe it did not. Just have to see here. I think that one maybe got a piece of Humphrey or bounced in the dirt. Couldn't see it from my angle. That does move the runner Stufflebeam over to third. So I can't let one get by you here if you're Humphrey. And folks, we apologize if there might have been some technical difficulties there with our hotspot. Might have overheated. Again, a little bit of a hot day, but if you did experience any disruptions, again, we apologize there. Good news is you haven't missed any runs. It's still 4-4 in the bottom of the 5th now.
Casey Holland still on the mound for the Poor Bros Jacks. And it'll bring up Connor Drowns for the Expos, the newest Expo. Like we said, off-season acquisitions for the Expos looking like they're primed for another run at a championship. As this is the championship rematch between these two teams, and both these teams really, there's a base hit single into left field.
That's 3 times on base now for Drowns. Hit by a pitch, a walk, and a strikeout.
He's really proven his worth as the newest Expo, getting on base 3 times to start on opening day. But like I said, championship rematch, both teams really reconstructed the roster, trying to get better. Uh, Port Bros had a really good year last year, and they're looking to keep on improving.
Ball to Brock Luna. A chance for the Expos to take the lead after trailing 4-zip earlier in this one. In case you missed any of the top of the fifth, the Jacks went down with a strikeout, a ground out, then 3 walks. Loaded the bases from Sanabria. Here's the ground to third, and it eats up the Jacks' third baseman, Hofer. And runner's going to go to third. Going to throw. They got him. A daring decision by Drowns does not pay off. Luna will take first, though, on the error. But that's a tough one to swallow if you're there at the Expos. If Drowns get thrown out, you got 2 runners on base and no one out. Now you just got a runner on first with 1 out.
And for everyone that didn't hear in the top of the fifth, I was mentioning Carlos with his 72 strikeouts, 12 walks last year, and today, uncharacteristic 9 walks on the outing. Something we never seen before out of him, but opening day jitters.
Hey, it's not to say he still can't finish the season with 12 walks. He could just start mowing everyone down the rest of the year. Who knows? And the former Houston Astro.
He's certainly a guy
Briefly.
that really takes it seriously, has great work ethic, keeps on going on the mound no matter what. We saw it last year when he pitched into extra innings. You know, it means something to him. He loves baseball. He loves getting better and competing every day. So, you know, you'll have days like this, and you just want to keep. He's still out on the mound, competing.
A strike into McCluskey here. But yeah, Brock, that's what stands out to me about Sanabria is here's a chopper to short. Brecklin handles it. Yeah, one, the throw to first is wide. Good backup there by Humphrey will keep McCluskey at first. So that'll just be a fielder's choice there. So another runner on first, 2 outs. Jack Campbell coming up now. But, you know, this is a guy that is, played in the major leagues, been on the show, just a few years ago. I believe back in 2019 or 2020 was when it was when he got his brief cup of coffee with the big league club Houston.
Yeah.
And
pitched on that World Series team that year when they won the World Series. Yeah, brief stint, but I mean, you could tell he still has the stuff. Deceptive, he throws hard.
This would be so easy for him just to, say, hey, I've reached the majors, I've, won a World Series ring, and also, after that season, played a few years in the independent leagues, minor leagues, and as for his professional career, came to a close. But you see it, a guy like that, and be like, you know what? What more do I have left to prove? Well, why do I need to keep going out there and keep on throwing and risking my, potentially, especially with pitchers, risking myself due to injury. But Sanabria just is a gamer. We saw it last year, and I believe last year was his first year in the Sunday Morning League. But he's been a fun guy to watch, and just a guy that, just like you said, Brock, loves baseball, a competitor, doesn't want to give it up, and just will play where the opportunity is given. And it's very cool that the PSML gave him that opportunity. Oh, here's Campbell. Starting to get late into this one. Just one run could end up being all that the Jacks or the Expos need. This one flied into right. And lining up for the catch is Lapp. He puts it away. And it's Campbell's second fly out to right in this one. So on to the top of the sixth. Here are the Poor Bros Jacks, and Firehouse beats Expos again. Quick shout out for all of our sponsors. And the Blue Duck Barbecue Tavern in downtown Peoria. Bombs Sports. Riley J. Welker. Financial Services, also as well as Bradfield's, Busey Bank. Our scoreboard sponsor, CAD Construction Incorporated. Captivation Dance. Cookies over in Peoria Heights. Core. Thank them as well. Cruisins out on Farmington Road as well as War Memorial Drive. DC Home Base. Ducks on Farmington Road. Great establishment down there. Fairview State Banking Company. Jake Smith, Lexus of Peoria. JH Car Wash. You can go wash that new Lexus over there. Kim's Academy of Dance. Laura Martin Rebacks. Legacy Investment Services Incorporated. Lori Vinovich, Country Financial down in Tremont. Pyramid Printing. Randy Baum Design. Check them out, randybaumdesign.com. Royal Publishing. Tim Harenka, your financial advisor, Country Financial, and Whitey's, Route 29, and the Wyman Group as well. I want to thank all of those sponsors here for all of our broadcasts with the Sunday Morning League here this year. Well,
Lane Hunt now in to pitch for the Expos. The ICC pitched at ICC is committed to Olivet Nazarene University.
This guy's worn a lot of gold and purple in his day. Peoria Christian, Olivet Nazarene. So we'll look at Hunt here. A very tall righty again, also is a basketball star with the Chargers. Final from our game across the way, Miller Lite, a 1-0 victory in that one as Ulrich, the lone RBI for the Falcons, and Gavin Lawrence, Bryson Horning combined for the shutout. They strike out 11 on the day for the Falcons. Mark, obviously you were around the Sunday Morning League, just about almost seemingly every day during the summer, and obviously you put in a lot of hard work as an intern here in this league. But would you say it's accurate that the biggest rivalry in the league is still Cruisins versus Miller Lite, or is there any other ones that you think might be the top one right now?
I mean, Poor Bros and Miller Lite have had their battles in the past. In the past couple of years, as that's a strikeout.
As Vanderheit striking out, back to the top of the order now with Welgett.
But yeah, I say Poor Bros and Miller Lite, they always bring electric battles whenever they're competing against each other. But I think every day it's always a challenge, no matter what.
4-4.
No matter what the opponent is. There's a strike there by Lane Hunt.
And I feel like every year, no matter what year it is, you feel like this one laced into left. Will that get down? That was put away. Nice catch by Chatterton. Sliding over to catch that one kind of in no man's land right up the middle.
Good play by Chatterton as there's now 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Lapp here in the top of the 6th. We're still tied up 4-4.
Game in the hands of both bullpens now. Again, Holland on the mound for Poor Bros. Lane Hunt, who you see right here for the Expos. But back to what I was saying, I feel like every year you can count on that some of the top contenders will be the Miller Lite Falcons, the Cruisins Reds, and the Poor Bros Jacks. After that, usually there's another team or two in the mix, but usually it kind of rotates a little bit. Some years Firehouse Pizza could have a good year. Brienzo's still kind of a team in its infancy. I mean, not infancy. They're maybe a toddler, but now by this point they've been around for a few years, but they kind of start to kind of gain their traction in the league. Maybe you could see them in the mix this year. But Tin Lizard, a team that could find itself its way in the mix at some point. Obviously, Firehouse Pizza as well. Move Smart and Coles, always two kind of sneaky teams that maybe don't always finish near the top of the standings, but typically give some teams some good battles in the postseason, especially with their good pitching that both of them have had during the years.
Yeah, and you were talking about rivalries. I don't know if this will be a rivalry or not, but you have to talk about Brian Quinn on Weavers when he faces Miller Lite, team that he's been a part of for many, many years. If I wouldn't consider it a rivalry, but
I would consider it kind of like a respect rivalry, like Cardinals and Cubs. As Sanabria fans lap looking to end the top of the sixth, and he is really starting to find his groove after a few tough innings in the middle. And it's still tied going to the bottom of the sixth, but I kind of say that's there's kind of two different rivalries. I like to say, growing up, I was a St. Louis Cardinals fan, so back around 2010, 2011, I don't know if you ever heard or saw of the infamous Reds and Cardinals brawl. Started with Brandon Phillips and Yadier Molina.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I was not a fan, to put it lightly, of the Reds after that. And that was a rivalry that was just pure disrespect. That was hate, disrespect, whatever you want to say. Whenever you face the Cubs, though, sure, yes. I didn't like the Cubs either, but you could respect the rivalry. And, I think, yes, it's had its moments for sure, but nothing where usually tensions boil over too much. And, I think it's going to be a good-natured rivalry between Weavers and Miller Lite this year with Brian Quinn.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't think we're going to get to that extreme of the
bench clearing brawls. I haven't seen one in the Sunday Morning League, and I would be shocked if we ever did.
And I'm praying we don't anytime soon. But, these guys just come out and compete. But, it's all fun and games. But, I mean, you still want to win every day when you're out there on the field. This is a super competitive league. Everyone wants to win. And, every year is history, I say, because the 111th year, you're part of something historic whenever you come out here on the field. That's what I was saying up in the press box to open it up, that we're making history here, 111th year, so you want to come out here and compete because you can see something you'll never see in this league.
Indeed. I know you've said that. Zach Schulte has said that. Tim Cundiff, when we've been with him, has said that as well. And sometimes, you wonder, 111 years, can you really see something you've never seen before? Again, talk about some amazing things that we've seen over the years, especially on Clutch Sports Media. We've had great luck seeing some amazing moments and close games and fantastic performances as well. Looking forward to another year of it this year. Is this one hitting to right by Ryman? That gets down, and the go-ahead run is aboard here in the bottom of the sixth for the Expos.
Loop single there by Ryman, the newly acquired Expo. This brings up the designated hitter, Shea Gozman.
He's the 8-hole hitter, 0 for 1 today, running out to short and a walk. And Holland in his third inning of relief for the Jacks. And squares up to bunt. That one is a beauty right down the line. That's going to be an easy force at first. Gozman gets the job done and puts Ryman in scoring position.
Great sacrifice bunt by Gozman. I was just about to say they might want to bunt him over. You want the runner in scoring position with one out. You have the 9-hole hitter up. If he gets on base, you'll have you'll turn the order over. This is definitely an inning you want to take advantage of if you're the Expos.
Especially because Edwards is already grunted into a double play today, so essentially almost eliminates that possibility
But
with that bunt.
on the same side, if he does get out or shockingly a double play here, seventh inning, you got the leadoff guy coming up. Your 1, 2, 3 hitters. That's exactly where you'd want to be in a tie situation.
Indeed, that's a good point. A good point. And Stufflebeam, the reigning league MVP, on deck, and Chatterton, last year's Rookie of the Year, in the hole. Chopper to right side, put away, runner over to third. So the leadoff man gets aboard, goes to Edwards, move him over 90 feet away, and now it's up to Stufflebeam in a huge at-bat, the biggest one of the game, here in the bottom of the sixth.
I've got to say, it is very early in the season, but doing the research, roster, lineup, everything like that, Firehouse definitely has a heavy top of the order. I don't think anybody else compares to their top of the lineup, their 1 through 4 hitters. When you have the MVP and then the Rookie of the Year, you got Connor Drowns, newly acquired, and Brock Luna, who's been raking in college. Those 4 hitters can really do damage, so you got to be careful with them.
It will be certainly fun seeing the Expos this season. And again, in case you didn't hear earlier, our newly expanded broadcast schedule, we'll be seeing a lot more of all of these teams this year as Stufflebeam swings and misses strike one. That one fouled away. Next time we'll see Firehouse, not too terribly long from now. We'll see them on June 4th, their game against the Brienzo's Orioles at 6 p.m. Again, all these games can stream live and for free on ClutchSportsIL.com and our YouTube channel. That's the only other time we are scheduled to see Firehouse. But again, we'll be broadcasting 4 playoff games plus all championship games, whether that goes 2 or 3 games. That's in late July and potentially the first day of August. Swing and a miss there, and a huge strikeout from Holland gets Stufflebeam. And the Expos stranded one in scoring position. Tied at 4 heading into the 7th. As we get a look again at our next game coming up here on Clutch Sports Media, we got 3 of them within the span of about 4 days. It's one of our busiest stretches of the year right here at the start on Wednesday. What do you know, Brock? We'll see Cruisins versus Miller Lite right here at the Eastside Center at 6 p.m. Then on Thursday, the 28th, Brienzo's will take on the Tin Lizard Twins. Kind of a new tongue twister there. Got to make sure that I think I might be on the call for that game. I got to make sure I don't call them the Twin Lizard Tins.
Hunt still out on the mound for the Expos. For Poor Bros, this is danger zone. 3, 4, 5 hitters up. Exactly where do you want to be? Tie game. You're going to want to get the first runner on. That'll always cause some problems. We've seen that a lot in this game. Carlos lead off a walk, leading to some problems. He also did get out of the inning on one of his leadoff walks, but it's really important here. The first batter, the 3-hole hitter, if he gets on, this could be a huge inning in this 7th inning.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 coming up. Goforth, Chase, and Humphrey, who are a combined 2 for 5 with 4 walks, and then one of those hits being Humphrey's 2-run triple. Other RBIs today for the Jacks. Ben Lapp had an RBI single, and Brecklin drove in a run on a bases-loaded double play. That was back in the 3rd inning, but the Jacks have not scored since. Here's Goforth. Ground out to first his last time up. Tries to lay down a bunt. That one rolls foul.
Trying to catch him off guard, or if that is the play, to lead off the inning with the bunt. We'll see right here on this pitch.
Let's see if he does it again. This time he's swinging away. This one is down the line. And foul. Tough to see exactly where that bounced from our angle, Brock, but that was right near the chalk. That was awfully close.
That was a close one.
Would have been at least a double. Especially the way that ball was kind of tailing out. I think that would have probably gone to the border fence. And if Goforth put on the Jets, I could have possibly envisioned him maybe even going to third.
That was a good pitch by Hunt right there. Try to get him swinging. Held up.
Pitch is outside there. Now at 2-2. Cleanup hitter Chase on deck. Here's 2-2. Breaking ball sinks in there. Strike three. Hunt gets it with a nasty curve.
Good pitch by Hunt there. Big timeout. Getting the 3-hole hitter out in the 7th inning. It's exactly what you wanted for the Expos, because the Port Bros' dangerous lineup here with Noah Chase has been on twice.
Chase can put some pop in the ball as well. Haven't really seen many hard hit balls to the outfield. We've seen a double and a triple going down, like they were kind of sinking liners going down the lines, but nothing really much hit into the alleys by either team today.
Chase has been on twice, walked his first time up, single his second time up, scored both times, and then a strikeout.
Breaking ball, that one is stopped by Hofer. That throw, oh! A collision at first, the tag, and whistle him safe, but what a stop by Drowns at third. That was incredible.
A tough play, and now you gotta hope everyone's okay.
Man, you don't see collisions like that at first too often, as Campbell slapped the tag. He was up in the air, so a nice aware of play, because I don't think he was getting the force there. But first baseman on first baseman crime there, and Chase is aboard with a 1-out single. Drowns has been a vacuum at third, though, today. Not much has gotten by him. This one popped up on the right side by Humphrey. Peeling and just gets out of play. It was in play, but yeah, Campbell couldn't make a sliding catch right near the fence.
Connor Drowns has been doing a real good job today as his first time as an Expo. Made some nice plays at third. He's 1 for 1. He's also drawn a walk. Big time pickup by the Expos.
It makes you wonder how Cole's Diamond Gallery Royals are going to respond without one of their top threats from last year. Cole's always a team that usually relies on its pitching, and when you lose one of your top batters, be curious to see who steps up for them this year as Humphrey fouls that one away. And yeah, Hofer on deck, 1-on-1 out. That one just missed from Hunt. And zone has been consistent, just not super large today here on opening day. Led to more than a handful of walks from both these teams. Swing and a miss, another breaking ball from Hunt. Now we kind of know what his go-to pitch is when he needs one. It's that curve.
Good pitch there by Hunt. Another strikeout for him on the day for his 4th. 2 outs now with a runner at first. Trying to go get out of this inning.
Hofer foul tips it back into the glove. This is a situation where if you're the Jacks, you'd really like to see Chase on second because then a hit could score him. I don't know, again, not doubting Chase's wheels up. Again, usually cleanup batters and first basemen aren't really known for their speed, so not sure if Chase will try and swipe a bag here or not. And do it for the Expos, 2-3-4 with Chatterton, Drowns, and Luna, so certainly a dangerous part of the order for the Expos to possibly walk it off. That curveball misses wide. All right, foul back. We've had a couple wild pitches or foul balls that have headed almost all of our directions today, Brock. There was the one pitch that was seemingly headed right at you. There's one that's been right back at me. That one would have almost got our camera operator, Hawkeye Adams, maybe right in the lens. That one fouled right back. Just missed our producer, Mark Wagner. And runner on first is Chase. After that infield single. Crazy how fast Drowns got on his feet after he made that diving stop. And Hofer continues to stay alive.
Good battle here between Hunt and Hofer.
Hofer 0 for 1, 2 walks on the day. Down on the count 1-2. Inside, nearly hit him. Again, Brecklin on deck if Hofer can reach base.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming here.
Here's 2-2 from Hunt. Does not go, or 3-2 from Hunt rather. Does not go with the curveball. Misses wide. And puts the runner on base. So now Brecklin comes up and a base hit. Could possibly give Poor Bros the lead. Here again on opening day in the Peoria Sunday Morning League. We're getting treated to a great battle, and this is just setting the tone for what should be a very fun year. Brecklin 0 for 2. They fly out to center, got into a 4-6-3 double play, and drew a walk. There's that curve again. Misses left. Well, that one also misses. So now being ahead in the count, Brecklin find it advantageous to maybe give this one a don't necessarily need a home run hack, but chance to maybe swing away here. On 2-0. That one hide away, and it's 3-0. Got to think that Brecklin probably won't take the bat off the shoulder here on this pitch. Hunt needs to find the zone here. And does. Or no, he doesn't. Called ball 4. So back-to-back free passes loads him up for a pinch hitter, Brock, and what do you know? It's Zach Schulte, 2023 batting champion and manager for the Jacks. Again, another interesting wrinkle about this league. Some of the managers can and do play. And we're going to see Schulte bat instead of Jake Stewart here in the 8th spot.
That was the 11th walk of the game by the Expos.
Wow.
A lot of free passes for them, along with 2 hit batters.
The Expos, by comparison, have drawn just 4 walks by my count. And again, also got hit by 3 pitches. So count them up, about 7 free passes combined for them. So you're looking at 18 total base runners that got on either via a walk or a hit by pitch. Haven't been many hits today. So despite this being a 4-4 game. Schulte, all he needs to do is poke one in play and reach first base. Inside, and Schulte gets hit. They can't do that to the league president. TBD if Hunt will, I don't think Hunt will serve any suspension from that, but that'll bring in the go-ahead run as Schulte gets on the hard way. I'll have to check in with him after the game, make sure he's all right. What do you know, Brock? We talk about all the free passes, and how else would the go-ahead run score in this game?
Another free pass.
Here's Braden Vanderheit now. He's drawn a walk, also singled back in the second. Thankfully, Schulte looks like he's in good spirits. That was a breaking ball, not a heater there from Hunt. That one also misses. Not a bad pitch at all that time from Hunt either. Vanderheit fouls that one back. That one was going right down Broadway, so would have been a strike anyway there. At least we assume. And so now for the Expos, they will need Chatterton, Drowns, or Luna to reach base if they want to pull out this win. They've given it a fine effort after Hunt misses again. It's 3-1. Yeah, looking like this could be early on. Looks like it could be a big Poor Bros win when they got 4-0 back in the third inning. But Santa Bria really locked in, and their team found some runs and another walk from Hunt. Yeah, second game of this doubleheader, Brock, was, again, maybe unrealistic to think it would have started right after this one ended, but scheduled to start at 11 a.m., and it's not going to happen with all the free passes we've seen today.
No, it is not. It is going to be a very long day for me out here.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Hopefully they feed you concessions at least.
Yeah.
You got to figure that probably not much time to go out and head down to the Levy District and grab any fast food. So hopefully they fix you up.
I can go grab something for you.
Back to the top of the order with Colson Welgett, second baseman from Spoon River.
1 for 4 today.
That one hit being a single, coming back in the second. He eventually was stranded on the base pass and would have came around to score and here's a potential single. That one is caught, though, in center by Stufflebeam. And the Expos is do or die time in the bottom of the 7th after Schulte gets hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. And brings in the go-ahead run here in the final frame. But, Brock, I'm thinking, going back, a big play in this game, kind of underrated, was that line drive catch by Santa Bria to end the, I believe it was, second inning. As they were the bases loaded, 2 outs, line drive up the middle. Santa Bria doesn't catch that. Poor Bros might be looking at having 2 more runs right now. So that catch alone might have kept the Expos a little bit more in this game.
A big-time play to limit the damage.
So again, Chatterton, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Drowns 1 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Luna 0 for 1 with a strikeout, hit by a pitch, and reach on an error. So I'll have that to do against Casey Holland for the Poor Bros Jacks. And game one of today's doubleheader. This is the only one, though, that you'll see today on Clutch Sports Media. Glad you're with us, though, and spending your Sunday morning with us, Brian. I got to admit, it was, we talked before the broadcast. I think for both of us, it was a bit of a rough morning to get out of bed. I got exactly about 4 hours, if even that, of sleep. Long night after finishing up our state track and field coverage and getting everything all on the line for our first game of the year here at the Sunday Morning League. So I don't know how much sleep you got, but definitely an early morning for you. So I want to thank you and also the rest of our crew, Mark Wagner, Hawkeye Adams, for also being here at 8 a.m. bright and early as well.
Yeah, it's bright and early this morning, around 7:30, 7:45. Getting it all set up for pictures and getting all set up for the gear, getting new gear. And yeah, just the first game for me. And if you guys are all interested, and we won't be doing any more coverage today. So if you guys are interested in coming out, we have games all day today at Eastside.
Indeed, yeah. Last games start at 4 p.m., so even if you got morning plans, maybe you're hitting the golf course on Memorial Day weekend, which I would like to do. Again, obviously, how crowded they are this weekend as Holland deals a strike to Chatterton, and he knew it. You know, I'm not a golfer who likes to play when courses are crowded. I like to play quickly, have some solitude, and MDW is not exactly the time for that. So, strike three, but Chatterton dropped third, gives it a good run, but gets thrown out by Humphrey. So one down, and that'll bring in Drowns at third baseman.
Drowns 1 for 1, scored a run with a walk. Made some nice plays at third base as well.
Memory serves me right. I believe Drowns they stand out at Pekin back in the day. Also played on one of the Dragons' best football teams in program history as well. Remember that 2022 run they had? I believe it was. Drowns, I believe, trying to plead his case. That one might have hit him.
He's asking for catcher's interference.
Oh,
there.
That's what it was. Yep. I saw a catcher's interference. I forget what game it was, but that's one thing you don't see often. I did see it at a game earlier this week. I think it was the Dunlap game against Metamora back on Wednesday night. That one fouled back. 2 strikes now on Drowns. Again, Luna on deck. Luna does have home run power. So something to keep an eye out for if you're Drowns. You don't have to necessarily try and put this one over the fence. You just got to get on base here. 2-strike pitch inside, and Drowns gets hit by a pitch. Can tell that that's not the way he wanted to get on base, but I think he'll take it in the long run.
Second time getting hit today for Drowns.
Both times kind of on the back side a little bit. Yeah, he got hit in the back of his leg and also got hit in his back in the first. So
brings up catcher Brock Luna,
who has also got hit by a pitch today as well. You have had 5 batters get hit by a pitch, including the one that brought in the go-ahead run. How is Zach Schulte getting? There are 2 or 3 of them, I believe, got hit in the helmet today. So here's Luna with Drowns on first. Again, he's got some speed over there. Holland keeps an eye on him, and that's the advantage that Holland has right now being a lefty, is he can keep a close eye on Drowns rather than being a righty where you're facing third base instead. That one fouled back. Now on deck is McCluskey, and he had the 2-run single that tied the game back in the 4th inning. And Expos were scoreless in the first 2. Scored a run on a bases-loaded walk. Bases-loaded hit by pitch. And then McCluskey a 2-run single to right. So here's a big pitch into Luna. This one hit high in the air, but too high to get out of the park, and it's caught back in right by Lapp. He's been busy over there in right. Not many balls hit to left today. And that's now 2 down, and McCluskey, the final hope for the Expos. And the score is 5-4 right now. I believe that our screen, the only screen around it is the 5-4 here in this one. Still a 1-run game, though. And the scoreboard in right field not in operation today, at least for this one, as a strike to McCluskey there. Here's Drowns. He'll be going on contact. That pitch low, and Drowns going to go as the Jacks catcher Humphrey had a bit of trouble getting that one. So now a base hit could tie it, or Holland could end it here. Defending league champions, hoping to start their potential encore performance with a win. And Holland misses that one outside. And pitch, that one also fouled away. Nice hops over there from Ken Dietz. Show off the vertical there in the third base coaching box. One more strike is all Holland needs to put this game away. What does McCluskey, the former Valparaiso Beacon, have to say about it? This one chopped to the left side. Hofer grabs it at third, fires across the diamond, and that'll do it. The defending league champions begin their 2026 season with a win. It came down to the final inning. Wasn't the prettiest game, but a win is a win, and you'll take it, especially if it moves you to 1-0 on the year. The Jacks hang on and win it 5-4 here on opening day in the Sunday Morning League. What a fun game to kick off the year, Brock.
Great year, great game to start the season. A lot more games to come. But yeah, we're looking forward to this game, to this season. It was a great day to open it off, and against the championship rematch, great game. It was a close one, and looking forward to more games.
Indeed as well. Take a look at that. I'm just curious. We talked a lot of walks hit by pitches. Those kind of define the game. Look at the final hit totals from these teams. It looks like, Brock, nice job keeping the book. I'm going to unofficially just 4 hits for the Expos in that game, it appears. Or 5 hits, rather.
5 for Poor Bros, 4 for the Expos.
Wow, so a very low-hitting game for both those squads, but walks hit by pitches, and players may need to ice up when they get back and nurse those hit-by-pitch wounds later today. Again, Zach Schulte essentially drives in the game, or they go ahead and run at the top of the 7th, getting hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Jacks win at 5-4. I believe the win will go to Holland. Doesn't get the save because he finished out the game as well. Loss will, I believe, go to Lane Hunt as well. Again, all unofficial, but I believe that is the case. Both these teams will duke it out in Game 2 of the doubleheader, so we'll see if the Expos can fight back and earn the split, or the Jacks can start at 2-0. If they start at 2-0 against the Expos, that's a pretty good opening day, though, if you're the Jacks. And we could certainly be seeing both of these teams play for a Tomey Trophy again this year, Brock, as you mentioned. Poor Bros always sat, and what a lineup the Expos have this year.
Yeah, they've got a great lineup, and looking forward to more matchups between these two teams, and it's going to be a fun season in the Sunday Morning League, so looking forward to more games on Clutch Sports Media.
Brock, real quick, I do stand corrected. Our producer, Mark Wenner, did have the correct score. It's actually, I believe, 6-4 because there was that walk from Vanderheit with the bases loaded. So don't listen to us, folks. We're still shaking off our rust here at CSM. Final score 6-4 between Poor Bros and Firehouse Pizza. Shout out again our producer Mark Wenner correcting us there. Did have it initially correct. Also want to thank Hawkeye Adams making his CSM debut behind the camera today as well. We also want to thank all of our sponsors. Real quick, just going to read them off one more time. You see them on your screen. The Blue Duck Barbecue Tavern, Bomb Sports as well. Again, Busey Bank, they were our scoreboard sponsor. Bradley Welker, Bradfields, Busey Bank, CAD Construction Company, Captivation Dance, Cookies in Peoria Heights. You'll see the rest of them on your screen coming up again. We certainly encourage you to support all of those businesses, local businesses in the Peoria area. I can't thank them enough for helping make these broadcasts on Clutch Sports Media possible. Again, Brock, it's been a pleasure sharing the booth with you again. We'll be back here. I'm not sure if you'll be here on Wednesday. We'll figure that out later, I guess, but we'll be back at least on Wednesday for our next Sunday Morning League game. And right here on ClutchSportsIsle.com, our YouTube channel. Wednesday at 6 p.m., we'll pit the Cruisins Reds against the Miller Lite Falcons. And then on Thursday, the Brienzo's Orioles taking on the Tin Lizard Twins. Almost tripped me up again there. But looking forward to another great season with the oldest amateur baseball league in America. And it starts off with a 6-4 win by the Poor Bros Jacks here in East Peoria. That's where we'll leave you here on this Sunday from East Peoria. We'll talk to you next time. It should be pretty soon here on CSM. But until then, folks, have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you enjoy it, and we'll see you at the ballpark or here on CSM. Have a good one, folks.